What up, y'all? Hip Hop MD, Hip Hop Science here. We are back in our exclusive interview lab here. One-on-one sit down with my friend, fellow UW scholar as well too, high school teacher, chemist, Grover recipient award. The list goes on and on and on. Kelly Meade, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
I've been seeing you do so much dope science work, and you know me, I'm all about dope science work. And so we're here to chat and just talk science and get into the elements and diversity and science and STEM fields and all the hot topics that everybody wants to know about. Let's let the people get to know you a little bit. Tell me a little bit more about your interests, your background, what got you into the science fields.
Well, as a child, I was always taken camping. That was a regular thing to do with my family, and we were always outside. There was no point until the end of the day when you could come inside.
Yep, the street lights come on.
Street lights come on kind of situation. And so I just learned to appreciate the outside environment, regardless of where I was, whether I was down in Long Beach near the beach or up here in South Central at my grandmother's house in the backyard. I was outside. I just think that really did benefit me and appreciating science and how being outside and being a citizen scientist and really enjoying my surroundings regardless of where I am.
And so you're a teacher now.
Yes.
How do you enjoy being a teacher? And I want to say, not from the perspective of, we always hear teachers like, oh my God, students do this and blah, blah, blah. But what do you find is the ultimate joy in teaching?
When I see my students go, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
That is just the epitome, the best part of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's at the end of a unit or something and they finally go, aha. I mean, it's those moments where you see students really appreciate what it is they're learning and taking that information and using that somewhere else or sharing it with their family members, because sometimes I'll have my kids go home and videotape them teaching their little siblings something that we learned that day. I think seeing that is one of the greatest parts of teaching, because they're becoming teachers also. My students are valuable in their communities because of the information that they learn in their classrooms. So you want to create, students who are going to be valuable assets to their community, and I just do my best to be able to do that, especially for science, because I just love science.
Yeah.
I'm a science teacher nerd, so the more they can become nerds too, the better it is.
You teach chemistry, right? Earth sciences.
Yes.
Okay. What do you see as the most challenging aspect of teaching science to high school kids?
So there's a great deal of misconceptions out there, but what I like misconceptions because it allows the student to be able to ask questions or figure something out or test something. And so that's a very hard thing to teach, how to overcome misconceptions, but it works when you have like a lab or some type of interactive for a student to do. Like chemistry, you don't usually see what's going on. You do see something happen, but a lot of times that's confusing to students.
Confusing, because it's not something that's just like right in our faces, right? And a lot of times there's some areas of science like physics or something that they can see something, reaction, something happening, but there's a lot of internal things, a lot of hidden things, microscopic things that are happening on the chemical side, right? And so kind of relaying that to kids like this is actually exists. This is a real thing that's going on every single moment, everywhere around us. It's probably difficult, right?
And and when you actually when you put a math equation to it, or you're counting some type of particles, or you're figuring something out that's going to get a different type of result, and they see the change or they see the reaction, or even in earth science or environmental geoscience, they see, if you put sunblock on a paper, a construction paper, it's gonna, it's not gonna affect, the sun's not gonna affect that area, but the surrounding area will probably fade out. It's those things where
the application of stuff,
the
right?
application. If they see it, it's so much more beneficial than if it's talked to them.
That's why we gotta love teachers like you, right? Because one thing that I always appreciate is when teachers that could show that application, right? Because it's one thing to sit in a class and just be kind of going through a lesson and whatnot, and just going through numbers. When you actually are able to physically see something, puts it in a whole different light, right?
Sure does.
Talk to us about your teaching methods, maybe the origins of some of your methods, people that you kind of fed off from, and what you feel is best utilized in your classroom that helps your students.
Well, I grew up with a pair of teachers. My parents are both teachers. They're educators. And my mom is an English teacher, speech, debate, semantics. And my father was a general ed teacher. So he mostly taught bio or history or math. And then he just went straight to just history.
So coming from a long lineage of teachers right here.
Exactly.
Okay.
You gotta have the discipline and consistency in anything, actually everything, not just the discipline part, but the labs and the interactiveness that you have in your classroom. Being consistent with all parts is valuable for the students because it puts some type of stability in their lives that may not possibly be there. I'll never forget, I started substitute teaching a while back. When I first started, I was a substitute. And a student, I was a long-term sub for a classroom that didn't have consistency.
Yeah. You were the classic substitute teacher for people throwing papers at you in the back of the classroom?
Well, that was the previous teacher. But I came in having to finish the rest of the school year out for these students at the last semester, I believe it was the second semester. And this young lady came in and she was peeking through the door. And I was like, well, why are you peeking through the door? What's going on? And she's like, oh, I just wanted to see if you were still here because I didn't think you'd be here.
Oh. And
I said, oh no, you're going to see me the rest of your high school.
You sense your dedication, right? Because she probably had so many people in her lives that would come in and go out. And so they expect to not have any consistency.
Yes, they expected me to be
when
gone.
they see you there regularly, that adds a certain value to them because they're like, okay, I can trust in this person who's going to be there.
Creating that culture of citizen scientists where students are actually out in their community doing scientific research or scientific things or experiments or whatever it be, but outside and interacting with the people in their community, then it gives them some ownership of their learning as well, and they're more committed to being more scientific.
Can't leave this sit down without actually talking about some hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We're doing pop culture and making references and stuff like that, but you know me, I'm a hip hop nerd, and I always like to find interesting ways to be able to include hip hop into science. So you have a background in chemistry or sciences, okay? So we're gonna talk about some hip hop rap lyrics, okay, that have a little something to do with what you know about, you know, and really find a way to tie them in. So there's the first one. I'm gonna guess this artist, okay? I'm gonna give you the lyric and then you're going to guess the artist, okay? So this is the lyric, okay? I still jog in the hills of Brazil. 12 eggs and my conditioning coach is Anderson Sill. He's a prize fighter and me, I'm a prized rider. Time you industry haters recognize fire. Boric acid mixed with ricin. Don't stand under a tree because my flow is lightning.
What?
That's bars! That's bars right there! Guess this artist dropping these bars.
Who is that?
Is it A, Lupe Fiasco? He's got bars. Is it B, Rick Ross? Another man with bars. C, Ghostface Killer, always got bars. Or D, Young Dolph.
Oh man.
The chemistry line in there, you know the chemistry line in there.
Like,
Boric acid. Boric acid mixed with rice. Who says that?
This is a tough one.
Tough one.
What was the last one?
The last option, D, Young Dolph.
I'm gonna say Ghostface Killer.
You're gonna go with C, Ghostface Killer? Is that your last final answer?
I think that's my final answer.
And the correct answer is Ghostface Killer! Yes! One of my favorite rappers of all time, Ghostface Killer.
Yes.
In my favorite group of all time, Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang.
Yes, that is Ghostface Killer. Is on his that is his new track actually that just came out like about a month ago called Conditioning.
Yes.
The fire, the video is fire, the lyrics fire. It's Ghostface Killer, so you can never go wrong. But then, you know, Wu-Tang, they always incorporate some elements of science. You got Jizz that's always spaced out. You got Master Killer that's always talking about the physiology and the body. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's you can't go wrong with Wu-Tang Clan. I could literally drop any type of Wu-Tang song and there'll be some science-related element in there, which is cool. Name this Compton rapper. Okay, it's not Long Beach. Your specialty is Long Beach, but it's close enough, you know. All right, West Coast style. We are you West Coastin'. Name this Compton rapper. I'm gonna give you the lyric, okay? Let me put my gloves on and my scrubs on. I'm the chemist that is whipping in the kitchen. This year is not for the children. You need parental vision. Ooh, I'm the chemist that's whipping it in the kitchen. These are your options. Is it A, Kendrick Lamar, B, The Game, C, Problem, or D, Roddy Ricch?
The Game.
You're gonna go with The Game?
I think I'm gonna go with The Game.
You're gonna go with The Game. Compton's The Game.
Yeah, we're gonna go with The Game.
All right, and the answer is not The Game. Even though The Game is fine, he's got that one new track, West Side, which is super dope. But that line is not The Game. It is actually A, Kendrick Lamar. It is A, Kendrick Lamar.